For those who pay attention to such things, we are late to Epiphany this year. Officially, the holiday was this past Thursday, January the 6th. And this is the Sunday where we're marking Epiphany. Sometimes we mark it the Sunday before, but this year we're marking it here, giving a chance for everyone to come back from holiday and gather here for what is known as the 12th day of Christmas. What amazes me most this morning is that the wise ones even made it there at all. They were on a journey that was so long, with so many obstacles all along the way that they had to overcome to be able to get to that place to see Jesus for themselves. School closures, lockdowns at the retirement home, the need to self-isolate, travel restrictions. That they even made it there at all is a miracle. What gave those three the courage to keep going? What was in it for them? From a financial perspective, they operated at a net loss. A journey of weeks or months or years, travel expenses they could not write off. And upon reaching their destination, they are down one treasure chest plus the gold, frankincense, and myrrh that it contained. From a safety and well-being perspective, they had to reckon with the terror of King Herod, who would soon deploy his death squads to eliminate all other contenders to his throne. From a certainty perspective, their only certainty was none at all. An ancient prophecy, a star. And think about it, in order to follow a star, your only option is to travel by night. That which is only seen when all is dark and secret, and then it is the time of dreams. And the star is only out at night, and so now if you're following it, are you. Graveyard shift from here on out. So what gave them the courage to keep going? And there ahead of them went the star that they had seen at its rising, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. It has never been an easy time to follow Jesus. For these wise ones, they did not stand in front of a favorable circumstance. Things weren't in their favor, but they made the trip anyway because of joy. We've got very good friends whose fourth child is due tomorrow. Ask a mom to tell you if traveling with this baby inside you for 9 months is easy. It's not, but she may tell you that it's worth it. From a financial uncertainty perspective, heck no. But when that child emerges from the darkness and into the light, tears of joy. When was the last time you were overwhelmed with joy? Ask yourself some questions. Who were you with? What was the circumstance? Where were you? When did it happen? Why? A lot of people are struggling to make it right now, to cope, to get through with any sense of humor left intact. And if the screen is your only source of news, that may not help. Christian poet and farmer Wendell Berry writes in one of his most famous poems, "Be joyful, though you have considered all the facts. Be joyful, though you have considered all the facts. For there is other news too, good news of great joy, of a group of friends who traveled from far off, and times were not good, and the going was tough, and it took way longer than they thought, and they were late to their destination, but no matter. For they found what they were looking for, and the what was a who. Jesus." Maybe that's what you and I showed up for today. To find, or to at least be in the room with joy in the midst of all that would testify to its absence. To the very earliest followers of Jesus, there was a mysterious letter that was circulated, and it was written, and it goes by the name, the letter to the Hebrews. To this day, no one knows who wrote it. It's in the Bible, New Testament. And it was written to a group of followers of Jesus who were struggling to make sense of their world and where exactly Jesus placed into it. And the anonymous author wrote to them to say this: "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and the sin that clings so closely, and let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith." And then listen to this: "Who for the sake of the joy that was set before him endured the cross, disregarding its shame, and has taken his seat at the right hand of the throne of God." When Christmas was over and done with, the gifts had been put away and the decorations had been taken down, those wise ones left for their home, but by another road. They returned home, but not the same route. And home wasn't going to be the same when they got there, because they're different now, because of their encounter with joy. And in a world that feels like it has so many endings, they found there that star that they followed that led them to joy now was within them when they went back home. I close with this. At my previous parish, one of our elders, he was in his 90s, his name was Joe Scott. A thin, wiry man with an unbeatable wry smile that he deployed from time to time. And it was our custom there at the end of services, the rector didn't do the announcements, people just came up to make them. And it was a Sunday just after Christmas, just like this one. And Joe, in his 90s, with his smile, made his way slowly up to the front of the church to the microphone. And we all just kind of looked at him, because he didn't really do this, just wondering what he was going to say. And he looked out on the congregation and he said, "My friends, for the rest of the world, Christmas is over. But for us, it's just beginning." Thanks be to God.